Sean Locke's on right now, and I wanted to find out what sort of material he has and how he works, what sort of style. So it's nice to see people like this because they can teach you an awful lot. So what I wanted to say was that I watch different people, and to all intents and purposes, I watch it. I watch it because it's very, it's extremely good. Knowledge is of essence to me, and this is the one thing that I insist on with my children, is that they gain as much knowledge and use their time sparingly. Be in constant connection with God, Allah. So I consistently do what we Muslims call zikr, which is the constant affirmation of Allah. So it's consistently, I'm in constant, although it's called being the sober intoxicated. Sober intoxicated. It's a Sufi phrase, and it means being in a constant connection with God, Allah. And so right now it seems that I'm watching Sean Locke. I am watching Sean Locke. I'm catching some of the things that he's saying, some of the jokes. And the pleasure for me is that I'm in constant connection. Right now I'm talking about God. But if I don't talk about God, I am consistently in connection with God by affirming his name. And then with his name comes the different thoughts. And in my zikr thought patterns, because I've trained my mind to think in a certain way about certain things, I consistently think of all the greatest things that God has given us by way of presents, by way of gifts. And the biggest one is this one, the power to communicate. And I'm very sort of competitive, but my competitiveness is not with the rest of the world. It's with my inner self. I rather outer self. My inner self wants to manifest. My outer self is in some ways not because I am wanting to improve, and I know I am improving each facet of my being to bring myself in line with what I feel the divine expects of me, Allah expects of me, thereby my soul expects of me. And so I'm living the world, but I've brought myself intellectually out. I'm still physically in the world, and I'm doing consistent things and the day-to-day sort of things. But the worry that I had before has now not disappeared. I think it's unfair to say it disappears. But what happens is you reach a stage of existence whereby you are you're in complete love with the existence of God, and thereby in love with each and every portion of God's existence in everything. Because if we are to have a true connection with the divine, we must be aware that the divine has provided things, tools in our very nature that are there to test us. And I think the test is very great. And some people will be strong enough for the test, but I think most people will fall by the wayside and lose the very test. And the test is very, very, very spiritual and very divine, because the test is one of true faith and faith in the truth. So what I'm finding with my life is that consistent zikr has brought me to this realization, and I haven't had, it's been such a phenomenal turnaround in my life that so many different opportunities are going to come, and these opportunities I wish to share, not just with my kids and my immediate family, offer to share. And I have to be consistent with that and offer, and hopefully, well, no, hopefully, I'll rephrase that. Put it out there as an offer that I'm prepared to engage in dialogue about the different subjects that are on the table, both politically, religiously, spiritually, just problems for the whole human race. And one of the biggest problems, I'm sorry, I'm watching Sean Locke as well. One of the biggest problems that I see is this trying to find ways to coexist when coexistence should be a natural thing. And then the various ways of divisions that humanity has found in trying to work social structures, it's absolutely bewildering. So if I am anything, and if I do inspire anything, it will be common sense, because common sense above all things will decide the future of the whole human race. And common sense to know that we live in a world that we have a choice in saving or destroying. Now, we've been on a suicide mission for the past, I don't know, whatever thousands of years, or might be hundreds of thousands of years, might be millions of years. I have no idea. And neither has anybody else. Whether it's scientists, they don't have any clue. It's just theories. But I'm very, very much in favour of doing some sort of a poll whereby you ask each person 3 main questions. 3. Most of my life is around 3s. My date of birth is 3/3/62.